Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WCS North American Challenger. We are getting ready to move into our second series for the group. My name is Fear Dragon. I am joined by In Control. What's up?
I want to say that was the fastest series we've ever had in all of WCS.
Maybe.
Played.
Maybe.
It can't be a forfeit or something. I think it's the fastest played. First game was what, 440, something like that?
You know, I'd have to crunch the numbers on some of the Season 1 games where we had Masa proxying, because I think there's a chance that there may have been a group stage thing where he had proxied and won even faster, but you might be right. I think you might be onto something.
I challenge our listening audience. I think that was the fastest series ever. And there it is on the schedule.
At 2-0 for Scarlet, she's going to be moving on to that winner's match, and we'll find out who she's going to face off against in this next upcoming match, puCK versus Future. I'm pretty excited about this one, not only is because there's not any roaches or bugs in this game, but also because PvT, this is fun, and puCK has been a very exciting player to watch in PvT lately.
Been watching a lot of puCK stream. He's been streaming quite a bit, and he's just a fun play style. One of the things he does really well that I'm envious of and trying to get better at, and I think all Protoss players should, is splitting up your army and be very comfortable with that. He almost never has his whole army in one kind of spot, and especially in that PvT matchup, you can't do that. But even especially when you do Disruptor style, because that's not a really map control style. It's more of a like deny, harass, then bunch up, push out kind of thing. I'd love to see that play, so I want to echo your sentiments. It'd be fun.
Yeah, actually, it was really cool. puCK was tweeting even like his hotkey layout and stuff. Just like literally looking at his hotkey layout, you're like, oh yeah, he like has his Warp Prism on spacebar because he values his Warp Prism so much. He has all these other hotkey groups for the different kind of harassment options and
What do you mean on spacebar? Like hotkey to it?
He puts a control group on spacebar, and then he puts his Warp Prism there because that's how much he's using his Warp Prism.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, just small little things like that I love about puCK, but we had to recreate the game, so we'll be hopping into it soon.
Fun player, very chaotic. And on the flip side, we have Future, who for a little while now we've been talking about as kind of a young, a little bit of an up-and-coming North American player. You were touting his skills.
A lot of people last year were really looking at Future as like, he's the big guy that everyone's looking at. He's coming of age and just turning 16 and being able to participate in the WCS circuit this year, so he was able to do that earlier this year.
Is he that young?
He's just turned 16 back, I think like a month before or 2 months before Austin.
Okay.
So Austin was his first big event. A lot of people had big expectations for him because he's done so well. He's a very spiky player though in tournaments. And this is actually one of those situations where all the people who are hyping him up are oftentimes the players that are encountering him, because Future is one of those really cool players that you really want to see where he goes in a few months or like a year or something, because he has such an awesome mentality for improvement. He is one of those guys, and I think it's actually a little more rare than you'd expect to encounter in pro players these days, where you'll see someone who plays some like practice matchup with someone and they'll lose and like, a lot of people will be like, okay, I'm done, like I've lost enough. Future's the guy's like, no, you're gonna play me again. Just like regame until he figures it out, until he gets better. But the downside is in tournament play, he doesn't seem to have the best mentality, so he tilts very easily, kind of goes off the edge. So he's a very spiky player in tournament results.
And a lot of that can speak to their youth as well. Either the youth is an advantage where you don't really care, so you don't get riled up either way, or you care a lot, and handling your nerves is something that comes with more experience. So it's kind of fun that, again, in this WCS system, we see those opportunities being provided, right? Like Future's qualified for this. That in and of itself is incredible. And now he is in the Challenger tournament. And if he does really well here, go even beyond that, which is really amazing potentially. Yeah,
he's been able to qualify for some previous seasons of Challenger, but not quite been able to show up as much as he would have liked. And this is going to be a big match for him because puCK's PvT is looking pretty gosh darn good these days. So we'll see how things go. First map is going to be Acid Plant to start things off in the top left. We have the red Terran player. He is Future. His new team, Team Rise.
The young man. And his opponent, one of the consummate professionals in the North American scene. It is the blue Protoss, puCK, whose name backwards is Cup.
That is, in fact, technically correct.
Yeah. Not quite how you'd spell it, I would think, but
it's maybe a clever pronounce or spelling of it.
It could be, yeah.
Do you know what he named himself after?
I assume like a hockey puck.
Oh. Oh yeah, I can see that. Actually,
Or is there a?
I haven't asked. There's a character in another game
Yeah.
that exists, and I think he named himself. I can't. I always assumed it was after something like that, but
Oh, you're right, actually.
yeah.
And it might be spelled that way, but puck's been around longer than Dota 2. Why would you say that, Fear Dragon? You can't
Wow.
mention.
I mean, that was a great impression of my voice. I think everyone bought it.
You think so? Did I get him? Now it is going to be the Nexus, then Cybernetics Core. You guys were having a little bit of a discussion this in that Harsum Thermal match. No, it's Cybernetics Core, excuse me. I find this to be tomato a little bit. Of course, for the mega top tier players, which these guys are,
Yeah.
it does make a little bit of a difference. But for the most part, I find if you really rush the Reaper out, your Stalker's going to be a little bit late. But then if you're very comfortable with your probe micro, it doesn't do anything for you. So you get the slightly faster Nexus. You don't lose any probes. You lose a little bit of mining time, but whatever. For me now, when I stream, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the Nexus first because that's what my favorite Protoss players are doing. Then they come in and kill 4 probes, and I'm like, well, I feel pretty dumb.
Well, you know, if there were a map I would go for a Nexus first on, this would be the map, just because the Reapers don't really have a lot of area where they can really do that kind of Reaper hopping up. And, oh, Reaper moving its way around and really looking for both the probe and potential for proxies or something, which puCK is also not afraid to do. I know a lot of people like to characterize him as like a one-trick kind of guy, but he definitely diversified himself a good bit in the last like year or so.
Yeah, I would challenge those people for sure. He definitely has his stylistic things that he likes, but as far as some of the players that you almost always see the same build out of, I don't think of puCK in that category. I feel like you almost always arrive at similar techs. Like he's very robo-heavy in the PvT matchup. Really just in general, he's a very big Warp Prism player, so you can kind of expect that in every game. But as far as like my strategy is going to be to counter the Warp Prism, I don't think you do that because he's not completely reliant on just that tech.
Yeah. He's very much capable of doing some of that other stuff these days. And, ooh, he's going to be able to snag that Reaper. That's a nice kill for puCK. But like you were saying, the Warp Prism tech, the thing that he has been going for more than almost any other Protoss these days is just straight up, let's get up those disruptors. Let's go for things like disruptor drops and go into that late game. And he was saying, actually, at Philadelphia that PvT, he just feels like he cannot lose after the 10-minute mark if he gets there, because even when he plays on the Korean server, he's playing players like Innovation, whoever, and he was saying, you know, I just don't really lose to them, at least that often.
It's also you're right, and that is what he says. But it's funny because it's also worth mentioning that there is almost at no time that puCK suffers from confidence. I think it's a lot of pro gamers. Like if you ask Snoot, like Snoot will tell you all about his weaknesses and say, "What are you good about?" And he'll be like, "Well, I don't know, not much." That's of course not true, but puCK's like the opposite. It's like, well, what are you weak against, puCK? And he's like, oh, not really anything. You know, I just kind of win all my games. It's like, yeah, but that's not true, right? Like we don't see you in the final stages of WCS tournaments.
Okay, well, the Stalkers are going to be moving forward, and puCK, if there is something that he can be very confident about, assuredly, is his micro is pretty on point.
Holy cow.
Yeah, there's no bunker here. The Stalkers are just going to get blink micro. He's going to just warp in a few more Stalkers. He's got 4 gateways to work with, I believe.
Cloak Banshee is the order of the day, and you know what? I think back to the immortal words of Zombie Grub, who earlier was talking about how sometimes a bunker is skipped, and this is what can happen. This is a little bit of a parting-inspired kind of just Warp Prism, Gateway Units stuff. And on paper, if the Banshee shows up, yeah, there's no detection here, right? So it's really bad for puCK. Think again, there's so much damage, and he can actually just insulate some of the damage from picking up with the Warp Prism and putting back down. And behind this, he's still building probes, he's still building observers, so this damage is getting pretty nasty.
It's catastrophic because he's going to lose the command center as well. That is actually something you really can't recover from unless somehow the Banshee on the other side of the map gets amazing damage done. It is pulling the probes away, but an observer's been made, and Stalkers have already been warped in. At the same time, yeah, he loses some of his units on this side of the map, but even if he lost everything here, it'd be fine.
And he actually does have detection over here too.
Oh.
Some of that fancy footwork is going to get done. They're going to chase here, but for how far can they go? And to your point, yep, the Stalkers are going to chase this back. Sure, some probes have died, but take a look at the workers. 22 SCVs to the 33 probes. And something Fear Dragon touched on that we just cannot help but to once again say, the orbital died. So, I mean, sometimes there's a scenario where it's like, well, okay, the Terran lost 20 SCVs, but They're making them 3 at a time and they're dropping mules? Not the case. This is a really injured Terran.
Banshee taking some more damage. It's down to less than half the hit points, and the Observer is keeping hot on its tail, or at least very close to it, is getting ready to
warm on its tail.
Warm, yeah.
It's just
lukewarm.
It's lukewarm on its tail right now. You know, if it turns up the heat here, we might be able to fire up a coffee or something. I don't know.
Well, this is going to be the big kind of final push here from Future. I wouldn't even be surprised, I was going to say, is to see a couple of workers joining the fray, because this is how all in he is at this point. But there's even Disruptor starting its way out, so if puCK gets enough time to get one of those out, none of these units are going to be remade.
Well, it's all down to this. Maybe a good spread on the tanks, maybe some good forward fire from the Marines. There is no medevacs, there's no command center behind this. Banshee's not going to have any other role than to just kind of occupy the attention. But now there's Zealots and a good spread from puCK, and he's just not going to let this do anything.
Oh, yeah.
2 tanks die. Widowmine gets a shot off, sure. Good work, good try. But puCK could not lose this if he tried. And what?
There it is.
Okay, there we go. I was like, we're going to see if the Viking can turn the tide. No. GG. So 3 just excellent games to start off today.
All right. Well, that first game, of course, like you said, I mean, you were putting it best, is that there wasn't a bunker, and it's kind of that greed from Future that just gets punished there.
Yeah.
puCK doing a good job of both identifying that there was no bunker and also saying, okay, I'm well set up to go for that pressure and to go for that kind of push. If there's like an Oracle or something, maybe that doesn't look quite as easy. You can't really do that same kind of level of pressure. So Future maybe just hoping something else was going to happen there. But
yeah,
I think it's, I kind of want to say, like, when you're playing versus puCK, I feel like to some extent it's reasonable to try and play a little bit against him and be like, okay, yes, I know he's not necessarily going to go for a robo every single game, but just expecting that it's probably likely. Play it a little bit on the safer side of there.
Yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying. I like what you said at the end in particular. Play on the safer side. That being said, just to give Future a little bit of the kind of due diligence. What he was doing has been really common in the meta for a while, but we're starting to see from these Protosses this kind of play. We're seeing it in tournaments, we're seeing it in Korea, we're seeing it outside of there, where you just get an early Warp Prism and just really, I mean, Stalkers were the order of the day for this, but it could have been anything. Jumping on top of that 1-1-1 opening and being the aggressor against it is always going to be strong. Defensive Banshees, not very good. Lack of bunker or with a bunker, it's just really hard to do. So we're going to see for a while this be very powerful from Protoss players until Terrans kind of get away from that very technical opening that they've been leaning on for a while now.
Okay. Well, game number 2 is going to be on Lost and Found to see whether or not Future can turn this series around a little bit. puCK still looking very strong, and remember that this is just the second series for the North American group, so we still got a couple more series after this. We're going to just see who's going to be moving on to that winners match, who moves on to that middler match, as I think you like to call it.
Well, no, there's you and I miscommunicated. The middle match that I called was the decider match.
Okay.
This is the loser match is very much the lower match, man.
Oh, I see.
Those are the cave dwellers trying to get up out of into the light.
All right. Well, we're going to be, of course, spawning on to Lost and Found here as we move into the top right-hand corner of the map. Top of the red Terran player from Rise Esports. He is Future.
And his opponent, the Protoss player, taking that first game quite soundly. It's the blue Protoss, puCK.
I spy with my little eye, Jeff.
What's up?
An SCV out of place on the map.
Okay. And you know what's even funnier is puCK's placement of his gateway. Obviously not nearly as aggressive, but a little bit different too.
This is, oh man, this is actually really funny. This is a very Future move, by the way, to do, is to go for this kind of like proxy in these situations after you've lost the game. Future loves doing this stuff, and sometimes I think it's a little bit to his detriment. We'll see how this one plays out, though. I don't hate the idea versus puCK.
What do you think, Fear Dragon? Does puCK know Future? Do you think they play against each other?
Oh, they 100% know each other and their kind of play styles. Like, not even a shadow of a doubt.
All right, well, let's see how this pans out then. This is, by the way, this used to in the past, there was things like, with the Marauder buff, you saw proxy Marauders, you saw entirely, you know, the factory, the starport, everything outside. More often than not, when you see this, it's just a misplaced barracks for them. Like, misplaced is a weird way to put it, I guess, aggressively placed. And you just get a Reaper or 2 off, and then you build the factory back at home. But nobody told me that, because I'm still, like, every time I see it, I'm like, oh my god, 2 gateways, go stalkers here.
That's cute. You're gonna
A lot like what puCK's doing right now, actually, to be honest with you.
This is actually, this is kind of cute. So he's going to try and block a factory from being plopped down over here, but also he's seeing that the factory is coming down. Okay, it's still coming down back at home. The Reaper is now out. The first one is anyways, and puCK is chrono boosting out those stalkers. The Reaper definitely wants to get some good damage done here.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not even enough to do 1 or 2 pro kills. Usually, like, 3 is the minimum of what you kind of want to get done here.
Okay, Bunker didn't actually get to finish up. It looks like that SAV had gotten picked off earlier on, but hey, 2 workers is not bad. There is another Reaper coming out across the map as well. Stalker is already here, though. It looks like there's some weird shit. Oh my god, there is a shield battery coming. What? And a Zealot. The Zealot just walked across the map. That's what the second gateway unit was actually a Zealot, not a Stalker.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is so cute, and there's still a shield battery going up.
Okay. And I like this. I mean, that is aggressive and dangerous, but that is the free silent stuff you'll get with puCK. Not afraid to do it.
puCK a bit out of position. He had all of his stalkers on the low ground. That leaves his main base a little bit undefended. The Zealot is on its way back home, so that shield battery is not really going to be utilized right now. Stalkers finally make their way back. 6 workers of Future were picked off, but this is now 6 workers killed off so far for puCK, 3 and 3.
It's messy. I feel like for me, the glimmer of hope, if you will, for our Protoss player puCK, like this would be really disastrous, except that the tech of Future's been stunted. There's no starport started. It's just going to be a second Cyclone. These Cyclones, their best bet is like defensive. You're not going to go across the map with against 2 gateways like this and hope to get much done. But the Reapers did so much work that I feel like both these players have been reset to a certain point. Neither of them are looking good, is like, that's what I'm saying. And in both not looking good, the game's looking good to go further.
Okay, 3 Reapers and the barracks, of course, did lift off and decided to head on home. But it's not even just the fact that the starport's delayed. It also means that it's going to be a while before that barracks actually returns home, and he's not building additional barracks.
Natural.
Okay, Reapers trying to poke in. It looks like one of them did go down.
Yeah. I'll help you out with the observing, my friend.
Thank you.
He's host, commentator, and observer, guys. That is more than what I do. I'm just.
Well, I mean, like 80% of my intellectual capacities are just utilized. I'm trying to think of dad jokes.
Well, then for that, we have only you to blame.
Exactly. But, oh, man, it's the fact that also, because there's no additional barracks coming down, it means that it's going to be a while before even a reactor or a tech lab is built for that barracks.
Whoa.
The starport has the tech lab.
Okay, this is going to be aggressive, by the way. Future. This either is like super, super brilliant or I hate it. And I'm leaning closer to I hate it. Cloaked Banshee, no command center behind this. He's floating the barracks across the map, so there's no real units coming off that. It's going to be a tank. So it's going to be like 3-4 tanks and a couple of Banshees as a 1-base push. But again, there's no barracks. There's no additional barracks. So I feel like any Immortal, any kind of like, if he just was making gateway units, Future just dies. And I think that's really rough.
Okay, he's got the SCVs on the repair for the Cyclone, so he is very all in on a lot of this. And the Cyclones are actually getting quite a bit of damage, and it may not seem like it because the shield battery's there, but the shield battery is about to run out of steam. Warp Gate technology is about to finish up. The SCVs don't quite have the surface area to actually repair that Cyclone, and the Reapers... Okay, well, the Reapers just die.
I was liking it for a second, but then one of the Cyclones hung back, and he didn't pursue too far in here, and I think the time for this to have worked is just gone.
Yeah.
Now down to just the one, he pulls back. A couple of stalkers did die. So the best bet here would have been the Cloaked Banshee, but there's already an observer coming out as well. puCK's just not letting this have too much life.
I really thought that for a moment, if those Cyclones take a good trade, I mean, actually a trade not unlike this, where he's killing off some of the stalkers and also pulling them out of position, that is how the Banshee, even if there is some detection, the Banshee can still get damaged on if there just aren't enough stalkers out. But I think that puCK kept enough of the stalkers alive, although he is going for a very greedy tech up straight up to a robotics bay in this situation. Well, I don't know if it's super greedy, but it feels a little fast.
Maybe.
Okay, well, Siege Tank.
I think it's pretty okay.
Whoa!
Oh, but if he gets the observer, oh my god!
Oh!
Yep, got it. And now that's really painful. The Banshee's in the main already, doing work.
Another observer being made. Oh, he could actually go after the pylon.
What?
You can go after the pylon and depower the robotics. No, no.
Dragon. What do you?
Look, I am a DT player.
Your respect for Banshees is incredible. Go for the pylon, he says. A couple of bunkers being made for literally the 2 Marines that are here. The whole army's gonna be pulled. The bunker does get filled. This is just so weird, man. Like,
I think the Immortal is not going to actually be able to bust down that bunker because the Banshee is getting target fire down. The second Banshee is actually still getting some damage on. There's 3 Stalkers remaining, 2 Stalkers remaining. I think the Banshees can actually win that fight versus the Stalkers until more Warpins happen, but puCK severely stinted from the mining in the main base earlier on from the Banshee harassment, and the Natural has not really been mining either.
yeah. He's down supply right now, equal in workers. It's all army supply mostly. Can't lose the Immortal for the most part because I think tanks are still walking across the map. This is that
When's the next Warpin though?
really weird. Oh yeah, how many gateways does he have?
I mean, he has 3 gateways, but only 2 of them are just now warping in, so he's had basically 1 for a bit.
He is going to lose the
And
Immortal.
now, another Banshee has rallied over to the front. There are 2 more Stalkers getting warped in. It looks like the Banshees do spot those out. They're going to retreat.
Yeah.
Future was all in off of this? Is he still super all in? I don't know that he's done a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is... It's actually like kind of working. I'm getting frustrated in real time watching this.
Oh, that siege tank shot.
The shot kills both the Stalkers. So now there's literally
Oh
a
my
Marine.
God.
1 Marine, 1 Banshee, 1 tank. Okay, there's the
there's 2
second Marine.
Marines.
Yeah, double it. And they're... I mean, look how weird this is. And puCK, I can tell, is sitting at home going, what is happening to me? But he's in trouble.
Banshee's
the
here. Where's the
Banshee.
observer? He had another observer. Did I get picked off?
Say it, Future. You want him to... You want
Just
the
one
Banshee to go after the Nexus, don't you? You can get the Nexus! But it doesn't have to.
Just go after the Stalkers.
It's literally just winning the fight.
There's no need to. You just go
Yeah.
go after all the units that can actually hit the Banshees, and now
That's
there's
it,
nothing
man.
left.
I mean, you should be killing the probes. He's going after the Immortal. You can just kind of go whatever. You know what? Kill whatever you want. You've got your choice.
Wow, Future really making this whole proxy shenaniganry work, and then also turning it into another 1 base all in. This is kind of the craziness of a game that I think Future does well with.
Yes, I mean, you're not wrong. I'm not laughing at you. Believe me, I'm just sitting here going, this is so North America, and I'm so frustrated watching this.
I'm so happy watching this. This is why I love North America, Jeff. Because you know what? You will never in a million years see Innovation and Zest play a game like this.
I will not see a Terran try to throw down 2 bunkers for the 2 Marines that he has there. And
But it worked.
that is it. I know. And that's... Believe me, if I could see the chat, they're yelling at me right now too. Jeff, it worked. Quit being such a hater. I know. I know. It's like playing chess.
I know.
The guy puts like a hot dog on the table, and you're like, "What's the hot dog doing there?" And then he uses it to knock your queen over and says he wins. You're like, "Excuse me," and he says Terran and stands up and walks away, and you're just like, "Did we play chess? Is it chess?" Not even a warm hot dog either. It's like a cold hot dog he keeps in his pocket. I mean, puCK, you should just get out, man. It's 25 workers to 45. It's 12 army to 34. Future's taking a 3rd, because any choice he makes at this point in time is fine. You know what,
Jeff,
by the way,
Jeff,
Ravi?
do you remember?
Look at the time.
I know exactly. That's the
sorry.
thing. That's why he's in the game, because you know what? He has disruptors, and he's past the 10 minute mark. He doesn't lose. He doesn't lose games past the 10 minute mark.
Checkmate, Future. Your hot dog is of no good to me now.
What? Who keeps a hot dog in their pocket?
Exactly. Who does that, man? Look at this. Go kill him.
Oh man. Well, the big problem here, I think, of course, I actually like the Raven, because if he did see everything going on as he did, because he was inside the main base, well, the Raven adds even. It removes even the hope that the Disruptor gets a massive hit off, because you can actually just interference matrix it and disable it.
Ooh, does it shut off the shot?
I think so. I'm almost positive.
Ooh, that's, you know what it should is the thing, right? But does it? I don't know that it does.
I think it'd be similar to like a Warp Prism picking it up, I imagine.
Like I said, it should. But
Oh, we won't find out, it looks like. Unless the second Disruptor?
do it!
Yep,
It does shut it off.
Yeah, there.
Wow.
Look at that beautiful programming from Blizzard. GG gets called.
You had faith the whole time. I knew.
I play around. I'm the useless facts guy, man. I play around with this stuff.
That's why I was saying it.
Okay.
But I knew you also had not tested that.
I had not actually tested that one.
Nate is also, have you ever, I'd love to see you and Nate commentate, because Nate's the guy that knows all the weird, like everything as well.
You know, that's so funny, Jeff, because we're going to be doing that next week. Wow.
When?
Wow. You might actually be able to find us at exactly the same time as you did for this broadcast.
On Nathanias TV, it's going to be a different channel. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be here. Everything's the same. Except for me. I'll be off visiting family in Utah,
Yeah.
getting tattoo work done on my arm.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna
pretty
get
cool.
your face right here,
That's
so I can kiss my forearm, and just you and I can be a little bit closer. Didn't you ever want to be on my skin?
You're getting under my skin now.
Oh. But you know what? I deserve that.
All right.
That was a witty response. It was well done.
Oh, thank you. Well, we're gonna hop into game 3 now, as
Yeah.
this is tied up series 1-1. A little bit of crazy NA madness going on right now. We had that last game being whatever it was, which
Yeah.
was quite interesting.
No, and it
then-
was good. I don't want to sound like a hater.
Yeah.
I'm not. When I say frustrated, I can't help but detach the fact that I've lost to stuff like that where, because the whole time what puCK is saying is the Terran's going to transition to a third CC. They're going to start making SCVs. But then the one more tank comes in, it hits your 2 stalkers that were just then together. The 2 Marines get into one of the 2 bunkers, which is kind of stupid, but that was also good. And the whole time I can tell puCK is just like, this is beneath me. I train on Korean ladder. Like, what's going on? And it worked, right? And that's actually one of the beautiful things about StarCraft. You don't have to be mega refined and playing by the rules. You can do this weird stuff and win games. You can.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. That's how, for example, True wins a lot of his games, and he won last season of Challenger, doing quite literally just that. But here we go.
$1,000 he's won.
Yeah, quite literally. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and hop into game number 3. It's going to be on Catalyst to seal the deal. Who's going to move on to that winner's match? Who's going to the lower match?
Who are these players, Ravi? I've forgotten.
I can answer that question, Jeff.
One at a time,
Spawning
please?
up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, it is actually the blue Protoss player.
Okay.
It's puCK.
Oh.
And did you know he's also from Root Gaming?
Do you know where he lives?
North Dakota.
Yeah. One of the worst states in the entire country.
Wow.
It's true.
Uncalled
South
for sure.
Dakota's got the Mount Rushmore, right? Oh, you don't know, do you?
I don't.
I kind of do, but
You know,
but the look you gave me tells me, he's like,
I had a
is it Idaho? No, I don't know.
in elementary school, I had a test where I had to label all the states and their capitals. I had to like list the capitals. I got 4% on the test.
I would. You're expecting me to make fun of you? I wouldn't. I think I would get better than 4%, but I really am bad with geography, like really terrible.
All right. Well,
East Coast in particular, by the way. I can do the West Coast. I generally know where Arizona is. Texas is the big one, okay? But then over in that corner where they just started chopping it up, like that's where they really mince the onions. They're like Maine, or Connecticut, New England. I can't get it. I don't know.
yeah, I'm with you on that.
It's chowder and pizza up there.
Okay, well, we do have a
Look at
sort of
both these
funny.
guys.
Yeah, we have a funny situation because we got both of them actually doing literally the same thing. Because normally it's like, okay, well, you're gonna have a Protoss player going for their kind of proxy, but it's both 1 gate and 1 barracks at home, and then 1 gate and 1 barracks proxy.
I mean, it's the Terran Protoss version of this, but there is that tech lab. So it is actually going to be Marauders coming off of this.
Ooh. The other barracks just goes for Marines, just back at home.
And the probe finds the barracks, sees nothing on it. Now, I'll tell you what, as a Protoss, you look at that and you think it's a Reaper coming out.
Oh, he's even got the SCV on the low ground to sell this.
You think it's normal.
Okay.
Now, the good news for puCK is he is building units over here as well. And those units are going to be devastating. It is going to be a Stalker, so less devastating because he's going to try to be aggressive. I mean, of course, I have every information, but if it was an Adept, it'd be really bad for Future.
Oh, hold on. Zealot. No, Zealot's not going to walk over there, but I'm wondering when the Marauders actually start to move forward. Or if actually they even retreat back home to help defend.
And that pylon might have been the worst thing in the world for puCK.
Ooh.
The shield battery being built somewhere. Is that back at home?
Okay, well, puCK should realize now that there was no natural ever thrown down. So I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess that might be part of the reason why he's actually throwing down the shield battery back at home. He's like, wait a second, you still don't have a command center. All right, the Marauders are starting to move across the map.
Both players are attacking each other right now, by the way.
Yep.
Good luck, Observer.
Okay, well, the SCVs are starting to go down. The Marauders are nearly at the ramp. We're starting to see the Zealot having some trouble actually getting in on top of those Marines, but the Marines still getting some good damage, and finally it looks like those Marauders have arrived over here with the SCV. Stalker is on the way, but it's actually not quite out just yet.
Bunker will finish here, I think.
Yeah, at the same time, it looks like, ooh, shield batteries finish up just in the nick of time to save those stalkers. Pylon goes down. Oh my god, the gateway and the cybernetics core that was researching warp gate both get taken out. But at this,
recalling back, but they're stalkers. Those are stalkers.
Well, I think he'll still clean this up, no problem.
Well,
but the problem is he's gonna
nothing to clean up. He's leaving. His future, you could have.
I don't think with it.
Listen, you think a Banshee can kill a Pylon, but 4 Marauders can't kill 3 Stalkers? Is that what's happening here?
Well, with the shield battery, I think that actually puCK would win that. With the shield battery and the probes there, the problem is now he's going to lose his entrenched position with the shield batteries on the other side of the map.
Ravi, are you kidding me? Yeah.
I like how you're upset enough to get really, really uppity, but then you still feel bad about mispronouncing my name.
Well, yeah. Oh, I mean, you won that battle so long ago. You're like, because I've called you Ravi for years, and you're like, it's Ravi, and I'm like, I hate it.
All right, well, the
while
gateway
we're in this completely weird moment, by the way, and this is why I'll tell you the origin of why this has troubled me for so long. My dad coached my baseball team when I was a little kid, and one day after a game, a guy went up to him and was like, "Thanks a lot, great job, Coach Greg." My dad's name is Doug, like not even close, and I kind of looked between the two of them. I'm like, what's happening here? And my dad's like, he gave me the like, give me a minute thing. And afterwards, he's like, yeah, I've known that guy for like 3 years. And he's always called me Greg. And after a while, I just couldn't correct him because it would be too weird. And I was like, it just scarred me forever the rest of my life. I'm like, what if that happens to me?
Wow.
All right, anyways, Dark Shrine. But yeah, I'm completely locked on this.
Oh my god, I love that puCK also snuck a probe out. So he's going to repower the gateway and use it as the proxy pylon for the Dark Shrine. But is he going to die before that, Jeff? Concussive shells does not allow these stalkers to escape.
Hang on, though. There's a shield battery up there already.
There's a sentry. You know what? Tired of sass.
The shield battery.
I've had enough to hear with your sass, Jeff.
Yeah, well. Unfortunately, so is everyone else.
Oh.
Is that another sentry? So yeah, just
that's
together.
Third sentry.
Now let's look back at the Terran base, because what ideally happens here is he keeps chaining force fields.
He's getting a tech lab on the starport also, so even if the force fields are chained, then the Dark Templar gets warped in.
Yeah.
Not only is there a scan, but he can also immediately just make a Raven or something. Because he knows puCK is on one base.
No DT warped in yet. And you know what? You got to let some of these units up, by the way, puCK. You let like 2 of the Marauders up in a Marine, and you start chopping them down so they're not scary anymore.
He has to keep warping in sentries, because you need 6 sentries to infinitely force field a ramp, and he just doesn't have the gas after that to warp in ADTs.
Well, I think there's a DT making its way over there.
Because he has 5 sentries, Jeff. See, 5 sentries.
Well, Raven is getting started up. There is a scan, but there's no units here to use it. So this is just...
Is there a scan? Now there's a scan.
What did I say to make you challenge life? Like, you're just... Everything you're...
Well, there is going to be a Raven made as well as a Siege Tank.
I can't believe, by the way, the 3 Stalkers versus 4 Marauders. But you're like, he can pick off the Pylon with a Banshee. Yeah, if it uses like anti-pylon missile that it has or something.
Look, I lied. I play with Dark Templar all the time. I'm used to sniping the pylon on the robo.
Oh man.
Oh my god, he's gonna kill it. He's gonna kill it.
It's gonna take the auto turret, but he can dodge.
Oh, interference matrix!
That works on them too.
Isn't that so? Doesn't it make you sad?
It works on everything, I guess, huh? You could interference matrix a Marine.
Oh, isn't it psionic and mechanical units only?
Are you serious?
And Dark Templars are psionic, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh my god. Is that really? So it's just Protoss, what it says?
I don't think you can interference matrix a Zealot, I think.
Look at puCK, by the way. 1-1 in a game against the 16-year-old Rapscallion. He was going to one base all in, but that was based off of the principle that he would have this pylon and this gateway. So now he doesn't. I bet he builds a warp prism and still goes forward with this. There's the scan, though, from Future.
Oh my
Brilliant scan. Sees there's no nexus. Now, when you see no nexus there, you're either so far ahead that it doesn't matter, or you're getting all in which case you just have to defend.
God, it would have been so amazing for puCK if he had found that barracks and snipes off Stim because it's researching in the middle of the map.
Yeah. Well, here's what I don't like, is taking your army.
Oh.
I can't believe.
Oh my god. And the sentries are arriving also.
What are you
doing? There's no medevacs. You can't retreat out of this. Guardian Shield. Oh my god. He's going to obliterate this army. The Siege Tank is going to be able to get some good damage done on top of... Oh my god, there's another Siege Tank from the south side. Future actually wins that.
Yeah, he makes the wrong decision, but wins the fight anyways. It's my favorite. He's like scans.
You're
sees
just
no
dying
I am
inside.
dying inside. He scans, sees no nexus, and is like, I need to chase this DT to the middle of the map. I just hate their existence.
Oh my god, that Immortal chasing down the last siege tank. There are some bio units that are going to rally in from there, but there's nothing over here.
There's a nexus top right now.
Welcome to NA, Jeff.
I mean,
I love it. All right,
Yeah.
Marines at the top of the ramp. Are they going to be good enough? No, they're not. They're not. But.
Can someone make a thread about Fear Dragon bullying himself, by the way? I didn't even say anything, and you're like, are they enough? No, they're not. Not at all. Someone needs to be like, Fear Dragon needs to lean off of himself, man. I'm getting sick and tired of that.
Oh,
Okay, so he's
wow,
making-
that is actually a really sick positioning for the tank. What?
You are going to pretend that's on purpose?
Yeah, wait, no, hold on. That's actually such a good positioning for the tank.
No, it's not. It's stuck.
The Zealots cannot get on top of that. That's super hard for the rest of the units to get on top of it.
You're right, man.
He can just make a medevac. He can get that out of there anytime
Yeah,
he wants.
Of course.
Oh my god.
And then there's the rest of the army. That's mid-map, built off the one barrier. Okay.
You're right, Jeff. 3 Marauders are...
Those were some spite force field. He's like, yeah, well, you're not getting closer.
No, Jeff, you were right. 3 Marauders are pretty strong.
Yeah, it turns out, right?
All right, well...
Look at this game, man. And there's the natural.
puCK is still down
They're actually like equal, by the way.
12 army supplies somehow, though.
But up in probes.
He does have quite a few workers.
There's no other command center. Like, I keep looking at this and be like, surely Future's about to die, but
No,
now he
Future-
scouts the base.
He sees that there's not that much mining that's happened here, though, also. Which is at least going to be a little bit of a relief, because then you say, okay, maybe I can actually come in here and punish this.
And puCK's like, you know what? Against a Terran that hasn't built a command center, it's a good idea. Another Nexus. So he's got his
I was
third
thought you were going
Nexus
to say
about to finish.
DTs, because he can't scan anymore.
Well, those are, he's got a Raven. Doesn't need to.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. When I see a Raven, and I'm just making DTs, I say, well, that's actually, like, I can just snipe that off.
Okay. And here comes the supply block Future as he goes across the map. I'd pull the SCVs, man, or at least half of them or something.
Yeah, he's starting to get a little oversaturated now, but...
It's just that it's all about this attack.
Man. Oh man, if he had, if he wasn't supply block there and that Liberator was coming out a little faster, that would actually be extremely helpful versus the army that puCK is going for right now, which is literally just Immortals,
Spot for
Archons,
Okay, so
units
he
that don't really hit that.
gets that hallucination out to spot for this right here, by the way. He's going to force field trap. Doesn't get much there, but does get anything at all as strong at this point.
And delaying this push is of course also going to be nice because yeah, he's got more gateways being added on.
I mean, they're good, but they're not that good, I guess. 4 tanks need to be respected, even against the 3 Immortals.
puCK is still not scared of that barracks.
Well, he sees it now,
Now he
right?
sees it. Anti-armor missile. puCK cannot fight right now, I wanted to say, but apparently force fields
my
are making
God.
it okay.
His army's shut off.
Wow.
The other
yeah.
full part of the army is taking extra damage.
Okay. Future is starting to make some progress, but now the Immortals, well, the Immortal Hardened Shields is also set off, so that also does complicate things a little more. They can't really take as much damage anymore.
There's a DT or something, by the way, that
Yep,
killed 6
on the-
SCVs.
South side of the map. Well, he doesn't need these SCVs anymore. He's really
I
not
agree.
mining.
It's just funny. It's like, yeah, it's fine. Go ahead and kill all of them.
Yeah.
I don't need them.
Well, he could pull them, like you said before.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 5 Immortals, and Hardened Shields is going to be coming off of cooldown on a lot of these. So the Siege Tanks well situated, but just not enough. GG. puCK walks away with victory. Or, I guess, I don't know, limps away with victory, 2-1 in that series.
It was fun.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
it
we
was a
had-
very cool series.
It was fun. And we, of course, maybe you're upset with me for being overly critical. That's fair enough. But it was chaotic. But in that chaos, we had a really good series. And puCK was the one that probably should have won in advance and does end up doing that. Good showing from Future. And they're not eliminated, by the way. That was just the first match. So we are going to have Future take on Cuddle Bear.
We get 3 more series like that,
And
Jeff.
puCK against,
Three
well,
more.
like that, you think? Jeez.
If Cuddle Bear keeps practicing.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That'll be a TvT, actually.
Yeah, that'll actually be a pretty interesting one.
We haven't had too many TvTs. In fact, this weekend we've had none. These are the first
yeah,
two Terrans.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was very true.
Cool.
Well, a lot of matches to look forward to, guys, as we still, of course, again, have those 3 remaining matches. We're going to be starting with that lower bracket match of Cuddlebear versus Future. Moving on from there, it's going to be Scarlet versus puCK, and then that decider match to see who is the final player that will make their way out of Group B. So, ladies and gentlemen, please don't go anywhere. Cuddlebear versus Future, going to be a pretty exciting one. It's going to be coming